welcome. We're gonna dye some papers. I'm completely out of blueberry dyed paper, so that's what we're gonna do for an hour. And then I have to go for like an hour, maybe a little less. So I gotta get right to work. I do have some left actually. I found some of my special batch, which is pinned to the top there. That is the last of my blueberry papers. Fortunately, we're making more today. I made some of the blueberry dye earlier, and let me know if there's background noise that's too loud, because I can get rid of that if it's too distracting. Let's use some repurposed thrifted paper, shall we? I love this grid paper. I like to write on it and draw on it and do it plain, but we're gonna dye some of it today. And I actually have a little junk journal and some paper that I'll probably be auctioning off. Somebody can adopt that for $1 today. What do you think? Let's get started. I think this blueberry dye is one of my favorites so far. I really like the blue color, don't you? If you're watching from one of the platforms on a multicast, thank you for watching. If I don't respond, like if you have any questions or comments and I don't respond, I'll have to respond later because I'm streaming on Whatnot. And I cannot see your comments yet. But I am open to your comments and your questions and would love to hear from you. We're using some of the blueberry dye that I made earlier. My oven is preheated. I don't always preheat my oven anyway. But I made some dye with a 1-to-2 ratio of blueberries and water. I just used 2 cups of blueberries, frozen blueberries, 4 cups of water, kind of a gentle boil on the stove, anywhere from 5 minutes, sometimes 15 to 20. Oh yeah, and I put like a 1/4 teaspoon of salt too. First one's ready. I boiled it and I strained it and I let it cool, and now we're using it. Oh, that's going to be pretty. And the color varies slightly depending on the paper. It's like this one. This one takes a little bit of a soak to actually come in sometimes. But I love it. Hey, Kimmy. Do you want to dye some paper with me? Aloha. Hi. I needed some more blueberry paper, so I thought, why not pop in? I took about a week off. What did I miss? Hey, what's new? Happy Thursday. I'm in denial that it's pretty much June. Join me, why don't you? In fact, today's the last day of June, isn't it? No, May. Aren't they cool? I think these are my favorite so far. I'm gonna dye papers of all kinds of rainbow colors. This is just so fun. So fun. I say this is my favorite, but then when I see the coffee ones, I'm like, oh, but I like coffee. I love the coffee ones. So my favorite is the one that I'm holding in my hands. Oh, of course. I'm using blueberries. It gives this nice blue color. I don't know if you've seen them, or at least the ones that have turned out for me lately, but I can show you in a second while those dry. I'm using blueberries, and you know, I don't know if you've done this before. Hey, funnies. Hey, Maddie. I don't know if you've done this before, but it's just as simple as like adding some blueberries to water, and I let it kind of boil a little bit, like a gentle boil, I guess you would call it. I don't know. And then maybe a quarter teaspoon of salt, because that's what I like. And then I bake them. These are not those ones, but those ones. They turn out all kinds of different. Sometimes I bake them. Sometimes I just let them dry on my table. And sometimes I will let these cool after I bake them and let them dry there. Oh, I love blue paper. Next week I'm going to do a tea-dyed one, but I'm going to use the Tazo Passion Tea instead of the black one. Like for my air drying, this one turns out like maybe a little bit more of an indigo color than the blueberry paper. But I'm going to do these next week because I really like using this tea to dye with. It's kind of similar, but I have not done the brown tea yet. I love the coffee. Just the deep, rich brown colors and the smells. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Do you air dry yours? I haven't been baking mine for very long. This is like a newer thing for me, but I like it. I like it. Hey, Carlos. We're dyeing some paper. I know. I was like, oh my goodness, you mean I don't have to take up space on my kitchen table all day? It is fun. But I do. I still, not today, but some, like, when I've been dyeing papers, like, this has been like a 2 or 3 weeks ago thing, but sometimes I've been just putting like a set on my kitchen table to dry, because I like all kinds of colors. Some with more brown than others. And I like to run an iron over these really quick, just to kind of flatten them a little, but it's so fun. I'm excited for the tea. I'm excited for the parsley. I'm excited for the beets. And yellow or orange, I was going to try some turmeric root and see what that does. Because I have the ground turmeric, but I feel like the ground part, like when it sticks to the paper, if there's any granules, it's going to kind of rub off. And, you know, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I don't want everything turning yellow for something like that. I'm baking! One day I'm going to go live and bake cookies. Yay! More blueberry paper! I think these are looking good so far. I haven't taken out the first batch yet, but I dipped some different papers that I got at my thrift store. It's like the grid ones that I guess they call it, like, what, engineer type paper, but I don't know what they technically call it, but I like that stuff. Cookies and brownies. You know, I haven't made these in a while, but I used to get just the plain ground peanut butter from just a grocery store that has the peanut grinding machine, and add some powdered sugar and some salt and make like a peanut butter cup filling, and then do like the brownie cookie with those in the middle. Yeah, I remember you saying that. With the blueberry ones, they burn, not like fire burn, but they burn so quick. I'm doing some just plain blue for now, and I want to remember that to try it for the tea next week. I adore that method for the coffee paper. Like, I cannot wait to make journals with the coffee. It is going to be so much fun. So much fun. Now let's see how these look. I like how each paper looks a little bit different. See, look at those. Fresh out of the oven. This is going to go really great in a spell book. I mean, any book. That's just what I picture. Hey, Marshall. Now this one did turn a little brown. I like it. I like it. Ta-da! Look at that. It's like purple, blue, like orange and brown. Like, I've seen sunsets that are kind of that color. Hey, Lynn. What do you guys think of that? Okay. I added a couple pans to my dance card here. So I'm gonna see how this goes. I like it. It's gonna be fun. So tomorrow, for the tomorrow's show, it's gonna be 10 a.m. Pacific, so that's 1 p.m. Eastern. Pardon me doing math in my head. And I'm gonna show you 3 of my favorite ways to use this paper. So you don't want to miss that. Definitely bookmark it so you can watch it live. Thank you. And I'm gonna be having some packs, of course, for sale, and I'm gonna auction some off. I like to do, when I do the live auctions for the paper, I give a little bit of a discount price. And every day is going to be Buyer Appreciation Day. I've been making these affirmation / prayer dangles, because if you do affirmations, like I do, that fits, but some people do prayer and they like to write like words or reminders for prayer on them, and I like to make those out of those. So we're gonna have a lot of the scoops that I used to make that. Everybody gets either a scoop or a little something with every purchase, because we're just gonna turn every day into Buyer Appreciation. Now that's cool, and I know we all like to, I like to show thanks to you guys, because I've been here for almost a month now, or maybe a month, and it's just been great. Like, every day's been amazing. Lots of learning experiences, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Speaking of great experiences, this is all the way in September, right? On Lucky 13, Friday the 13th. Got lots of shows and some other trains coming up before that, but I'm super excited about the Witches of Whatnot. We've got a show coming up on September 13th. It's going to be a lot of fun. All handmade items, junk journals, but lots of other handmade items too. You've never seen anything like these items before. It's me and several other people in the handcrafted community, and we'd love to have you there. So be sure to bookmark the show, and we'll be talking about it before then, but I'll be excited to share that with y'all. It's gonna be so much fun. And I'm excited to turn every day into customer appreciation. Hey, Mary. Because with every purchase, I'm going to send you a little something. All kinds of stuff. Especially if you have like a full box and it's going to be under the 5 pounds. I've got some actual like notebook journals. I've got some home decor items I would love to share with you all. Love, love, love. Crafted paper design. Hey! You had me at paper. Just taking a little time through the day to play with some paper. I just love this stuff. I love doing this. And I was out of blueberry paper, so I've had some requests. So I'm going to make some packs and list some, because tomorrow's show is going to be fun. I'm going to show you all my 3 favorite ways to use this paper. Demonstrate it, and I'm so happy. You guys, I've seen sunsets that color. I'm gonna have to really tear into those packs and do a bunch of those, because it is my full intention to do more paper dyeing tonight so that I have plenty of packs for tomorrow for you all. And if you're just getting here, every day is going to be customer appreciation. Hey, Paula. I looked at your profile to see if you had your name there, because I was trying to pronounce your screen name, but it says Paula. So hi, Paula. Every day's customer appreciation. If you buy something, you get a little something, a little thank you from me. We do have some items in the bin. Got a couple, got a notebook in there, got some tags. And I have had some requests for the printed recipe of the blueberry dye, but you don't have to buy it. Like if you want the printed version as requested, you can totally do that. But I'm happy to share with you what I do. Some people like, they can totally like they just look it up or they're comfortable grabbing a pot and tossing some blueberries in. But some people have actually they've asked for, some more details because they've never done it before. So I'm happy to share what I do. Because we've got people of all levels that come in here. Some people who are comfortable with the, just turning on the stove and the oven, and some are not. Oh, I'm sorry. I looked at your profile. I do that for people that I'm familiar with too, because I'm like, I know your first name, but I don't remember if it's public. So I'm going to check real quick, and then I'm going to welcome you by your name. Hey, crafty girl. Happy to have you here. Today I'm dyeing paper. I love paper. I'm obsessed with paper. I am running a paper rescue facility here. I don't like to use that word in front of my husband. He gets a little freaked out, but he's very supportive, so I just do that for his sake. I like to go to thrift stores, and then they'll have like notebooks and things like that for like super cheap. Like these kinds of paper or like notebook paper that's yellow. I love that stuff. So I'm sharing some of that with y'all. Because when you buy a paper pack from me, the dyed paper, unless otherwise specified, there will probably be a mix of like the plain white paper that is now dyed and some of these repurposed papers. Yeah, everybody gets a little something, just to at least like match the weight, because some of these packs are like on the lower end of like the weight scale, and so I would love to put something else in there. And if you order so many things that you max out on shipping, I might not know that, but if you put a comment in and say, hey, shipping's free or something like that, like I maxed out on shipping, then I know that I can, you know, put maybe a little bit something more in there to keep it under 5 pounds, but so I love doing that for you guys, sharing a little something with you. I mean, I won't get into it, but this is like a great escape, because sometimes some other things can be a little bit of a challenge and not so pleasant. So I just like that a lot of people here, no matter what they do, whether they sell, buy, watch, we all just try to do something to contribute to a great community, right? I like that a lot. A lot. I like how every page is so different. It's so different. And every pan produces like a different color, I think. Like some of them get browner faster, some of them don't. A hot pan produces like little bubbles. And if you have any questions and you haven't tried it and you feel like some questions come up, let me know. I'd be happy to answer it. And if I don't know, maybe we can venture out together. Hey Maria, would you like some blueberry paper? I've got one special batch left, and that's 19 pages. I'll run it through an auction, and when I run the paper packs through an auction, I like to, I just bring down the price just for fun. Oh, no, I wasn't charging. I'm going to charge now. I don't want to lose you guys. Ta-da! Can you guys hear my background noise? Let's see. I also have some coffee dyed paper. I can run those through. Okay, we'll run it as an auction. It's 19 pages. We'll do that for $6, and we're gonna do 5-second sudden death. That's 19 pages for $6. Such a great price for a hand-dyed paper. All right, we're gonna start that. And remember, it's customer appreciation. I want to include a little extra something. And I do have some things in the bin. I also have a, yay, crafted paper design. You won. Thank you so much. You adopted some paper. I know people had asked about treats for Letty, so I added give Letty a treat. And if you give Letty a treat in the bin, she'll send you a little picture about what she's been up to lately. I'm not always into spoiler alerts when it comes to shows, but the rest of it is like, I'll just give you a hint. I think every sleeping position she has is cute. So if you decide to get Letty a treat, she'll send you a little update about her day. Welcome back, Feifei. One of my fellow witches of whatnot. I'm excited about that. So as you know, we're gonna be talking about 3 of my favorite things to do with the dyed paper. And I'd love, if you like to use dyed paper and you have things you do with it, even, I don't care how simple or complex it is, and you would like to let us know and comment your idea, feel free to come to the show. I'd love to hear it. I know we all would. It really inspires each other when we just kind of talk about what we like to do, you know? And then I will be having some kits, because in the following weeks, if you've seen the show, we're going to do some very beginner friendly activities like how to bind a junk journal using 3 different ways. We're going to do super easy. So if you or anyone you know loves to craft or wants to craft but just never has, then this would be perfect. Daisy and Hazy. Oh my goodness. Sorry, my tablet froze. I didn't see y'all. How are you doing? Welcome. Welcome. Buying some paper. I'm looking forward to binding future journals with you guys. We're going to do some smaller mixes of fabric and dyed paper. And we're going to do with glue sticks. And then we're going to do with needle and thread. And then we're going to do with staplers. And you have the option to have a kit with all those items. It's so much fun. I'll probably be doing this for about 35 more minutes before I have to go. But I like to do pop-ups and do this because I feel like it's a good time to hang out. Hey, Nora. Oh, no, Hazy. I hope you feel better soon. Oh, Carlos, thank you. Letty, Carlos bought you a treat. We get to stop and get you a treat. Thank you, Carlos. Daisy, I'm so sorry you're not feeling good. Can I send you some tea? Are you a tea person? Hope you feel better soon. It sucks being sick. It's May. Nobody's supposed to be sick. I love this. Love it, love it. This one has lines, so I try to have it so that the lines are, you know, usable. Hey, Jessica. And this one too. This pan was hot, so I love the bubbles. I didn't like the bubbles at first, and I was like, Dionne, just roll with it. That looks really cool. They're all supposed to look different anyway. If we want the same paper, we'll shop at, you know, the places that we shop to get the same paper. Hey, Lab Mom. How are you? I know. I love watching Whatnot TV. It's super fun. Never miss finds. How are you doing? I like this blue. I like to let it dry because the color comes pretty close. So after I say goodbye before I leave, I'm actually going to put some on a cool down tray. How you doing? Never miss finds. And I actually have a couple of these, but I thought this one was kind of cool. If you like little notebooks like I do, I've got a little junky something that I put together with some dyed paper scraps. And there's a flower on this one. Just some dyed paper scraps bound with a staple, and then some other scraps if you want to make another one. But I'll do this junk journal bundle. I'm going to run it for $1, see if somebody wants to adopt them. One moment. Okay, sometimes. Whoops. I'm just going to put junk journal. And this will be the only one that I auctioned today, I think. So we'll know which one it is. I always wonder, we're going to do 5-second sudden death. No, we're not. Well, what do you want from me? What not? Oh, okay. That's what you want from me. My bad. That is my bad. So 5-second sudden death. If you want to adopt this, it's $1. Customer appreciation. Every buyer gets a little extra something. Oh. In a minute when it lets me run it. Unless it let me run it and I didn't see it. Let's pin it. Sometimes the Whatnot app or the Whatnot site is tired on my end. Okay, here we go. 5-second sudden death. I'm happy to be rolling out the customer appreciation thing because I like to give you guys little somethings. Hey, Libby and Angel. Turmeric and blueberry. Oh, never miss. Doing well. Been a super busy week. Hopefully good. And hopefully it's about ready to wind down a little bit for you. I actually haven't tried turmeric and blueberry, Mr. Artist mixing colors there. But that's a really good idea. I would definitely consider trying that. Creative curiosities. I mean, we'll see, because even if it doesn't, if it ends up like a murky brown or a black, let me tell you, I've got ideas. So any color it turns out, here's my challenge, okay? I will try a turmeric blueberry combo and dye some paper, and whatever color it turns out, I will use it in a project. How does that sound? Does that sound fun? Hello. I've got some coffee dyed papers too in the bin. I actually pinned it to the bottom. I almost said happy Friday. It's not Friday. Not yet. Here's some bubbly paper. Some of it has lines. I like to mix up the packs and have a little bit of different things. And for those of you who are just joining us, I have to show you my favorite so far is this. I love this. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to make my next notebook out of that one. Don't you love it, Daisy? That's so cool. Have I mentioned I love paper? This one's on the browner side. I like the burned look. Can I tell you, I think I've told some of you, this was back, so my daughter, this was before she was born. She's 21. I can't believe my daughter's 21. She actually, I actually used to make paper. My first business ever was a handmade card business. And I loved making like aged looking little scrolls that people loved. And so I would bronze it up using a bronzer, a makeup bronzer. I don't think it was bronzer back then. It was like dark powder or something. So I made the paper all brown, and then I burned the edges. I used a cigarette. I don't do that anymore. So if you see anything that's darker, it's like archival ink or distressing ink. I promise I don't do that anymore. But people knew and they didn't care because they loved the burn look. And yeah, they loved that stuff. But I don't do that anymore. I didn't even smoke at the time. Um, I had a hiatus from that, but like I just picked them up and was like, I'm gonna burn this paper with that. Hey, Janice, we're dyeing paper together. So what's everybody up to? I know Hazy's not feeling good. Your skincare review. Hello. Hi. Nevemus has had a busy week. Tweet! Welcome to the paper party. Paper party. Figured I'd get a little batch done. Hey, of blueberry paper before I have to head out. Let's try this one. I don't think I've done the yellow one. Oh, how long does it take you to clean up your craft room after a show? Is it just like the craft supplies had a frenzy in there? You do the show in another room? Oh. You don't do it in your craft room usually? Depends on how crazy I got. Oh, a spare bedroom. I've been to Creative Curiosities. I've been to your hangout shows, but I don't know if I've been to those other shows. Which I'm a little surprised if I haven't seen them because I check. Oh, okay. Yeah. I check Whatnot TV pretty regularly. Unless I'm busy doing something else or taking a break. Oh, so tomorrow at 5 you're making pocket folios, but today at 4, shop your stash. Oh, I won't be here. Maybe if I get where I'm going, I can actually watch it. Shop your stash. Your stash is impressive. That's cool. Oh, I'm gonna run out of dye. No, I'm not. Nope, I'm sorry. I lied unintentionally. I've got more in the bowl. It is a lot of stuff. I love it. So many treasures. I find that as I go through my dye in the pan, if you dye paper dye, let me know if this happens to you too. But as I go through it, of course, it gets lighter, and then as I add more, it gets darker. I am excited to see how this yellow turns out. I'm maybe kind of starting to get used to how they turn out in these different pans because the coating matters. Everything just really seems to matter in addition to the paper. So I am curious to see how the yellow turns out in these two, that one pan. This yellow one, I'm curious to find out. In fact, I would love to. I don't know if I probably have time today. I'll go grab it and we can do 2 sheets in each pan and see if there's what the differences are. Totally science it. Because I know I don't do it as often, but I used to really experience a wee bit of a struggle with things not all looking the same. Thank you, OCD. But I am, of course, learning to embrace it with junk journaling by making everything so different. So let's try. I'm going to actually go get the yellow paper and so we can sign. No. Yes. Because there's only. I might not have to go anywhere. I love ledger paper too. That's my my most recent. Cool. So I'm going to go get a couple more pages because we have the cookie sheets that I will put this one on, this pan, and this one. So I need. Okay. I mean, I obviously don't care what they think of me, but I'm pretty sure that the people who work at the thrift store I go to all the time think I'm weird because I buy all like the old notebooks and stuff, except for the ones like the half-eaten ones that are priced at like $3 to $4. I'm like, why though? Why is there dollar bills in there? Hey, Mac. Heather. Yeah, I think you were talking about that not too long ago. How you don't have like the papers and stuff, and you were saying that your thrift stores suck. I'm sorry. If there's anything you're on the lookout for, let me know. I'd be happy to hook you up. Yeah. Oh, I would love to check out flea markets. I don't know. I haven't looked a lot here. My husband would know. But I don't know if we have any good flea markets here. But I would absolutely love to check it out. Friends, while you all are here, definitely take a minute to bookmark future shows. We got one coming up tomorrow. Yay! Oh, I am waving at you here from Washington State. I love paper and junk journaling. I don't care. Even if there's a day where it's like, why do you junk journal? That's so out of style. Because there's paper. Hey, Lack. Oh, nice. I think sometimes there's people that just want to give away stuff. Speaking of vintage ephemera, I'm going to take a look at this thing that's coming in the mail. See if anybody else wants to get in on there, or maybe I'll make some copies because I found out. I still, I'm still learning stuff about whatnot. I think I'm doing all right though, thanks to the community. Like everybody here's really answered a lot of questions and helped me out and been like, oh no, don't bid against yourself, that type of stuff. But I also learned that, if you're not there for an auction, there may be different settings. But I do know there was one auction where I was able to pre-bid up to a certain amount, but I didn't have to be there. Yeah, because there's the paper. I didn't have to be there, and I got a notification that I won an item that I pre-bid on. Sweet, right? It's this old like notebook or book. I will show it when it comes in. I will show it to you guys. But somebody made it into a cookbook. Like they wrote recipes, they taped some recipes. Super, super cool. So I think, yeah, that would be something fun if somebody is doing a project like that. Maybe we want to share it around, maybe some copies or something, because I think that's really cool and it's a very rare treasure. Yeah. We shall see. So we've got the yellow on this. So the one, I'll have to show you. The one on the deep pan looks a little bit on the green side. Hi, Purple. Love that vintage. Hey, Purple Pride. Welcome to the paper dyeing mini factory. I want to try a dehydrator too. I know people, I don't know people, but I have watched videos of people who use dehydrators to make handmade, like completely handmade out of pulp paper. And this won't come as a surprise to you that I will be trying that too. How you doing, Purple Pride? How's your Thursday? Love that vintage. Love that vintage. You had me at vintage. I'm a sucker for those 70s styles, like vintage owls. Like, I remember the wind chimes when we first moved over here from Maui. My parents bought a house in Falls City, Washington, and it had owl porcelain chimes like the 70s ones, the corner on the wall. And I couldn't sleep because I can't sleep when I'm not home. It didn't feel like home yet. So I remember staring at those chimes all night. The lawn mode, sweet. Gotta check that off the list. Can I have some grass clippings? I want to try dyeing paper. Oh, thank you for your purchase, Heather. And so this is like an ongoing thing. So if you see buyer's appreciation on my shows, it's really every time. Everybody gets a little something, a little present in your purchase. Thank you for your purchase and your support. I appreciate that. I'm going to have more blueberry paper tomorrow. Hey, Jeanette. Okay, here's this one. Daisy. Daisy, if you're not here, I'll put it in the witches chat. This is what the yellow paper looks like on this pan. Hey, Wonder Woman. Yay, more paper for you. I think that's interesting. So I'm going to try these two. And then I will have enough time to do the other pan or two also. Let's see how different they look. I want to soak it a little longer, but the paper's so thin, like I don't really care if it comes off in multiple pieces, but if we make pulp, wasn't really prepared to make handmade paper today. Ooh, look at this. So this is the one on that rack. And then look at the back. That's kind of cool. Would you say that's almost like just glancing at it kind of grungy, or could be made into grungy? Because I don't know, I kind of feel grungy's cool, but I like vintage dark. What do we call that? Is there a name for that? Hey, Sassy. Welcome to the paper dyeing pop-up. Today we are dyeing blueberry paper and a reduction of blueberries with a very little bit of salt. And we're going to see what this yellow paper looks like on different pans. Crafted paper design. Oh, thank you for your purchase. Coffee dyed papers coming your way. Thank you so much. I heard that noise. Did you hear that noise? Because our beloved Feifei, who I adore very much, said that she likes to bake the coffee paper on the foil to get the the brown on the outside. And so I tried that, and we did that in a show a few weeks ago, and I heard like some crackling in the oven because it was the water, the coffee evaporating off of the foil from the paper. And I thought, shit, I'm gonna have to put out a fire on a live show, aren't I? And it was okay, but like I opened fully expecting smoke to come out, and I had a plan in my head of how to try to handle that. But thankfully it was nothing. But boy, did it get my heart rate up. Whew. And in the background we have Haunting of Bly Manor. Is that what it's called? It's like my 4th time watching this one. I think spooky movies or shows are for all year. All year, all the time. But I am actually on the lookout for some new show suggestions. Are you watching anything right now that you really, really like? Or maybe that you really don't like, but you can't stop watching for some reason? I'm open to suggestions. Or I'm going to watch Schitt's Creek again. It's been a little while. I've been watching a lot of Whatnot TV lately. Somebody has a show and I'll like, oh, cool. I'll comment. I'll definitely peek over when there's something. Swipe here and there. I know. Done with the new season of Bridgerton. Have you seen it? I won't say spoilers. The Veil. Ooh, I've seen previews for that. Okay, cool. I'm going to take that as a sign. Baby Reindeer. Oh. I can't remember a preview for that one. What genre is it? I'm trying to really rack my brain, but my brain's like, nah. Nah. Oh, interesting. Here's the yellow paper on this pan. That's kind of cool. I like that. And here is this one. I did some overlap, I guess. I didn't mean to, but isn't that interesting? Mayor of Kingstown. Oh. Okay, I'll Google it later. Mayor of Kingstown. I feel like I remember something vaguely about that. So I've got Baby Reindeer, Mayor of Kingstown. Vale is an absolute yes. One show that I turned on when I've been just like totally crafting and going to town on paper stuff. I've been watching The Warrior Nun, which was not bad. Oh, the one with Jeremy Renner in Mayor of Kingstown. Okay, that's interesting. Hmm. Okay, so Mayor of Kingstown, Baby Reindeer, and Vale. Because Bridgerton is crossed off the list. It's weird. I feel productive. Oh, I've already watched that one. Got that done. Like, oh, already did laundry. Got that done. I like that. Where have I been? I haven't seen Evil either. I like these papers. These papers will be in packs tomorrow, if not tonight. Because I got to put together some kits too. Virgin River. Oh, I don't think I've seen that one. I think my husband has. Some things I watch, like, there's Bridgerton and a few other things where, like, I am on it. I'll watch it. But I wasn't into it, so I wandered away. But I just tried to see Bird Box today because I never saw it. Evil. Evil sounds interesting. I got paper stuck again. Faye. Oh, it's the same doggone pan, too. Oh, well, we're just going to rip it. There we go. Sweet. This is the yellow paper on this. Did I already show you that? I think I did. But I think it's worth a second look. It's so crispy. So, like, if you were to, like, fry little gyoza wrappers, I feel like that's how it... Not quite, because those would break. But I don't know. For some reason, this kind of reminds me of that. And it almost doesn't look like blue. So, like, when you get a blueberry pack, they're going to look, everything looks so different. They will be dipped in blueberries. Some will be bluer than others. Oops, don't you fall, please. You're going to scare everybody. And the poor dog will shit her britches. Oh, thank you for your purchase, Wonder Woman. And remember, every day is Customer Appreciation Day, so everybody gets a little something. And I'll have more blueberry paper tomorrow. Okay, so when I watch the replay, I have the multicast. We've got Evil, Virgin River, Baby Reindeer, Mayor of Kingstown, and The Vale. Okay, cool. Because I will go bonkers if I don't remember. Like, I can remember where the paper got stuck on the pan, but I can't remember the list. Isn't that cool, Faye? I love it. I didn't do any foil ones with the blueberry today, but I will definitely try it with the tea next week. I forget when that show is, but I will try that with the tea, and of course with the coffee. Of course. Is that with the lady that experienced sleep paralysis? Oh, I don't know. That makes me wonder. I have blueberry juice drizzled down my tablet. Those are amazing suggestions. I absolutely love that. I will get to work. I'll get to work tonight. My poor husband, he's gonna come home all tired. I'm gonna be like, "Oh man, you're tired. Do you need to go to bed?" Or I can turn it on because if he doesn't like a show, he tries so hard to stay up, but he will fall right to sleep. But he doesn't do scary spooky, so I do that on my own. I love that stuff. Oh, you do? Oh my goodness. I bet sleeping is not like something super fun, is it? I cannot imagine. Oh, you don't like scary? I wonder has does anybody know of anybody who's written a book or a journal about somebody who has sleep paralysis? Maybe that's what that's about. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. But I like most things. I just don't. I mean, I couldn't get into like Chicago Fire and Grey's Anatomy. Like my daughter and my husband were super into those. I was like, cool, you guys can talk about that. I just couldn't really get into it for some reason. But Scrubs was funny. I liked comedies, but those not so much. I did like American Horror Story, but it depends on the season. What up, witches? Whoops, I swiped. I'm afraid sometimes when I swipe, I'm gonna hit the wrong button. The Coven. Yes. That's actually my favorite season of American Horror Stories, Coven. And it's got Stevie Nicks. Come on. Can you guys keep it down? Sorry, that was a little bit loud. Oh, that first one. Hey, Cindy. The first season was amazing. I thought I was going to love every season after that. But they're different. I can appreciate that they're different. I mean, some of them I kind of wish they were longer, but really, I think sometimes the season's enough. Double feature had me a little confused, but it was still entertaining. Um, I haven't watched them all. I haven't watched the newest one. But I definitely like that's like my new favorite word, I guess. I can appreciate, how they make it and it's different. It's at least to me it is. I haven't seen anything like it. So even if I don't really care for the season, I'm like, oh well, I mean you do good. I just don't care for it. Kind of like escargot. I'm not gonna eat that. I don't like it. But if you like it, have fun. Oh, I couldn't either. I tried so hard. I'm like, why can't I finish the season? And I'm like, because this mortal life is so short. Why spend it on a season you just really don't like? But part of me is like, I just want to at least finish this one thing I started. And sometimes I just cannot. Cannot, cannot, cannot. See, I even like to play with the paper. I know, I did too. Were we watching it together? Because that's really funny. I did too. Why can't I watch this? Yeah, I do like scary with a plot. To me, Scary for Scary is not my favorite, but I can't say I won't watch it. It's kind of like oh, veggie pizza is not my favorite pizza, but if that's the pizza there, I'm gonna enjoy that. It's kind of like that. And so, like, look at these ones. So if I were to leave these to dry, it would kind of stay kind of like somewhat blue like this. Um, I'm gonna put In fact, they'll be bubbly, but I'm going to leave it like this because I'm about ready to sign off. I got to head up to Tacoma. But I'm going to let those dry. Here's the last yellow pages, the yellow pages on the baking sheet, like that little wire rack. This is what that looks like. I love horror and true crime, and my husband has a weak stomach, so he eats all of it. Yeah, yeah. Daisy, I think our husbands are twins. So, I mean, my husband doesn't just watch the History Channel, but he would prefer like historical shows or things like that to the scary part. He's like, "That's scary. I'm gonna have nightmares. Can we not watch that?" And I'm like, "No, that's fine. You feeling tired? You want to go down there? You can go, and I'll be there in like 4 in the morning when I'm done with this show." I gotta make sure. So I run the iron over these really quick. It's a personal preference. I mean, if somebody were to request one, I'd have to write a note that was super crunchy. But I like to run the iron over it. It adds a little bit of brown, but then I also like to air dry them before packing them away. Just to make sure, because I mean, they're dry, but I like to make double sure. Look at those lines. I love that. I know. Put on something. Oh, let's watch this. He falls asleep, and I'm like, oh, I'll go help you get ready for bed. I'll get your lunch. You want me to make your tea? That's funny. I love that. I'm going to save the blueberry juice. And if anybody is curious about the measurements, again, as you already know, you can either look it up online or boil some blueberries in water. It's super this is I don't want to say that simple because for some people it doesn't feel simple, but it's only a few steps. Is that okay? Like, does that sound good to say? It's only a few steps, but you can either look it up, or if you're curious as to what I do, I can tell you. It's definitely not a secret. I just do, for this one, I simmered 2 cups of blueberries in 4 cups of water and like a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and made this. So, and I just simmered it anywhere from like maybe 5 minutes to 15-20 minutes because I forget things. They're frozen. Other than that, no. I've been using more cheesecloth because this batch has like little flecks in it. The berries I've been using, the frozen ones, and I don't mind it. But I also want to make sure that whatever I. Hey, Kathy, how you? Oh, Kathy and Cats. I just call you Cats, if that's okay. Welcome, both of you. But I just like to strain it so that the little pieces of blueberry don't get in there. But that's all I do. Just frozen blueberries and water, whatever ratio you want, because you can make it darker with less water, lighter with more water, and totally play with it. But I do know that some people were requesting the printout copy, so I do have that available in the bin. If somebody wants that, I can send you a printout and a little something. But it's definitely not a secret. It's only a few steps. And even if somebody's like, I want to see you do it again, okay, don't threaten me with a good time. We can do shows and do this because I like to go live dyeing paper all the time. Y'all are fun to hang out with. So happy to do that. And all the experimental stuff I try, happy to share all of that, any findings, so you can dye your own paper if you want to, and just kind of come up with your own rhythm. And I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear about what happens. Because if it's involving something that you're interested in, I would love to talk about that. And feel free to send me pictures if you want to. I love looking at that. I'm gonna let these dry, and then I'll probably be baking more tonight. Probably won't go live, but maybe if I pop up, you'll see me there. Don't threaten me with a good time. You want to go live and dye paper? Let's go, friends. Because I'm gonna end up doing the whole rainbow. I want to do all the colors. I think these will count as purple. So definitely bookmark the upcoming shows. I'm gonna have some kits ready for tomorrow, and then 2 weeks from tomorrow we'll start the first journal making tutorial, and we're gonna start with the glue. Making a little journal, binding it with glue, and then we'll do a needle and thread, and then we're going to do a little stapler to make it super accessible to everybody, even people who maybe you or somebody you know wants to craft and create, but just never does and doesn't know where to start. Or maybe somebody who's super new and like, I don't know where to start. You can totally do that. And we'll talk about it tomorrow. Of course, you don't have to get a kit. You can use what you have. But if you don't have the stuff or one of the kits appeals to you, feel free. I'm happy to have that. But if you want to use what you have, that's totally fine too. Because I want to make it as simple as possible for everybody. And also, after we do that too, I would like your feedback. I want to make sure that it's accessible for super beginners and that it's super fun for people who are even more, maybe more experienced with crafting and stuff like that. Because I like hanging out with you all. Hey, Dawn. So I'm gonna call it done for now. I'll let this dry and I will show you how these turn out tomorrow. And I will have more blueberry papers for you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for hanging out. Let's find somebody to raid. Judy, hi. I'm gonna use the doilies when I do the tea dyeing next week, by the way. I'm excited for that. Okay, so who? We've got Uniquely Me resin. How about we go? Let's go do that. Something a little different. Let's go raid. Is everybody's seatbelt on? Oh, thank you so much for that. That's good to hear. I appreciate that feedback. And we're going live tomorrow too. We're going to talk about how to use it. Are you ready? Let's raid.